Okay, welcome back. Let's see if this works. Gotta pop out the chat. I gotta do this. Gotta do that. Hello. Thank you for continuing to be in the chat. I appreciate it. We'll see how this works, if it works. So I noticed that, and I don't know why, I could see like immediately the drop frames were cycling up, and the speed for the stream went to 0. And of course, it's right as I said, my internet was kind of having problems today. So if it does this again during the course of the stream, I do apologize. I'll just kill it, and I'll put in another service call with Optimum, which is going to be my favorite thing until I switch to AT&T or something else, because this is ridiculous. There's nothing going on here today. It was 60 degrees. There should be no reason, like in the middle of the day, 10 a.m., I just kept losing internet. So I have a problem with the good faith of people to like do a job very well. And sometimes I think I've set myself up for disappointment. But anyway, continuing where we were. So the biome idea was to then get several of these and all their beaches line up, right? So some of these might have more rocky shelves going up from the shoreline, and some are more gradual like this, and some may have more gradual like water, the shelf coming off of here. But this is the one I got. And the game Death Stranding 2 is called On the Beach. And the idea is the beach is a transition point between the living and the dead, right? So when you die, your spirit or your whatever goes to the beach, and you make your way to the afterlife. And sometimes people get stuck there. Kind of like the typical idea of a ghost, where they're haunting someplace because they have work yet to do in the real world or in our world. And so they kind of get stuck. So the whole reason it's called Death Stranding is because you've died and you get stranded on the beach. Your main character, Sam, goes, he's got a syndrome called Dooms. And this is Sam. He's got a syndrome called Dooms, which means when he dies, he goes to the beach, he goes to the in-between point, but then he can repatriate himself and come back to life. Some of the terms are a little weird. There's a chiral network, which is just like the way you tap into sort of the energy from the beach, and you can use that to do other things. It's basically like ghost Wi-Fi. Anyway, so there's these characters called BTs, and I'll see if I can kind of show you a little bit more of this. BTs are called beached things, and they are... Didn't realize I had a piece in there. That's interesting. They are the spirits of the dead that are tied to the beach, but they kind of manifest as these floating creatures with like their umbilical cords, but they've got like these weird tendrils coming out of them that tie them to the beach space, right? And the water in the game is kind of a tar, right? And you can travel through the tar to different parts of the world. There are things that live in the tar. It's kind of like a subspace. So these things kind of go in and out of the tar. And if they catch you, your character, if you're walking along and one of these things gets you, it drags you to a location that's got a really big beached thing, a real big BT. These are called gazers because they just kind of watch. I want to get more of these black minifigures and put like the half torsoed ones kind of coming out of the tar, because those are called grabbers. and then they grab you and take you to fight a really big BT, and those are, they're like this big compared to you, right? Or larger. One looks like a giant skull, one looks like a big hand squid kind of thing, one looks like a big cat with like a gold face, and another one that I'm working on is just a big humanoid figure, and it's called a Giga or a Titan. So I took the frame from the Eternals Celestial. I forget what his name is, the Celestial in the movie. But I took that frame and I'm just replacing all the dark red with black because it's just a solid black figure. And it's got clasped hands as a head. So there's those pieces that are just fists that make mechs, right? The mechs with the fists. I'm going to get 2 of those and put them together as a head. But this has got a big umbilical cord that kind of ties into the tar. And its hands are these tendrils that kind of drift off too. So I'm going to have him kind of just standing right here. And the water level, I'm going to make it so the water level kind of, you can see it spilling around his legs. So it's going to really mess up everybody else's idea of beaches. But I told the organizer, I'm like, mine's going to be really weird. Are you okay with that? And he's like, yeah, that sounds great. I love that game. So that's what this is. I'm very proud of the Sam figure, Sam Porter Bridges. His name is Sam Porter Bridges because his name is Sam. He's a porter. He carries stuff around. And he works for Bridges, a company in the game. So his name is Sam Porter Bridges. The little orange thing on the front is it's a canister that has a baby in it. And the baby, and I forget what they're called. I haven't played the game in a few months. But it helps detect beach things. So it knows when beach things are nearby. And it ties into this little scanner on the side, which I need to get a different piece for that. And this little thing pops up and it kind of whizzes around and points and flashes where the beach things are, right? So you can know kind of how to avoid them. And it's a little bit of stealth that you walk through and stuff. But he carries a lot on his backpack. He carries a ladder, usually. Carries a lot of other stuff. And you can stack, these things in the game get stacked up like this. They get really high. You carry bodies sometimes. If somebody dies in the game and they aren't burned, you have to burn the body. Or else these beach things will come and find them and take them to a bigger beach thing, which at its heart has a heart of antimatter for some reason. And then once they capture you, once you combine, your matter combines with their antimatter, causes a void out, and it's a giant crater in the game, right? So in the world that you're playing with, if that happens, there's a crater in the game, and whatever was there, you can't go back to it now because it's gone. It's just a big empty space, which kind of sucks because there are sometimes places in there that are great for gathering certain things, or somebody might live there, and if it goes away, you can't get it back. Save the game, come back, replay it, kind of thing. So, but it's a fun game. It's really creative. It's a lot of cutscenes. So that's what I'm working on with this. The next thing I got to get is I'm going to buy some parts for the big guy, and then get more of these black minifigs so I can have a handful of them around here, and then build up this area. And I don't think I'm going to put anything out here. Because the Giga thing will take up most of the space, so I don't really need to put anything out here. Yeah, pretty much. I'm not convinced it's not going to happen again here anytime now. In fact, as soon as I say I've been having internet problems, literally I said I've been having internet problems today, and it died. So let me go put this away. I'll be right back. So the other thing I was going to do is, I may have to get my keyboard out here. I did build a little stand for, I put this guy together. This was the atmospheric lander from Force Awakens. I still like these ships. They're pretty cool ships. Yeah, we got another one coming up this weekend. It'll be all of 30 degrees. I'm sure everybody's going to be. I'm sure all the toilet paper is going to be gone again. I have to go to the grocery store at some point tomorrow or Saturday. I don't know. It's just going to be terrible again. I just like literally have to go for regular grocery shopping, right? It's just two of us living here, and we have to replenish vegetables and milk and stuff like that. And the last time I went to HEB, there was nothing in the produce section. Like, it was empty. And I get produce has to it has to be bought pretty quick or else it goes bad. So they can't just keep it there. So they're probably like, we're just going to wait for the next shipment after the cold snap. So hopefully there'll be bananas and asparagus and stuff like that. So, I mean, we got soups and we got other stuff, so we're fine. Okay, great. Yeah. Even when the veggies were out, there was steak and chicken and stuff. So I got some cans of soup and I got some cans of things to get us through. It was fine. You know, no big deal. Yeah, I was watching, if you guys don't watch Chad the Bird, he's out of Chicago. And he was talking about how it was going to be -5 there. This was like a week ago, probably. And that's without the wind chill. With the wind chill, it was like -30. And I'm like, that makes me miss Colorado. I know it's not great. I do like cold. I like the cold more than I do the hot. So hearing low temperatures makes me a little winsome. There's no way I could ever get Beth to live anywhere other than a warm climate. So anyway. So this was fun. This was a very small ship. This is one of probably the smallest of the microfighters that I've got. It's only like 59 pieces, but it hits every bit of it, right? It's got the cool little crossed engines in the back. It's got the flaps. It's got the weird offset. It's not even a cockpit, but like the monitoring tower thing. The little thing opens up in the front, the loading ramp, right? It's got your Captain Phasma, Sans cape. I didn't put the cape on her because it would kind of wrinkle it. And then I made a stand with Maz's castle. So that's Maz's castle amidst the forest and the water on Takodana. So I think that works out nice. I think I might put a little more stuff underneath it, like some bricks or something. I've registered to do microfighters again for Brick Rodeo. So I'll probably end up taking a fewer new ones. But then I also am thinking I might try to do the scavenger hunt again and put microfighters in different locations. I just don't know how to play the game. I don't know how the game would be played. Like last time I just did it where it was like, there's no prize or anything. It was just to see if you could do it. It was something for people to do to pass the time. But I thought maybe this time I could have a prize of some kind, but I don't know like how to make it so if you find them all, you win. Because that could be dozens of people, right? So maybe you win a Brick Rodeo brick, you know, an engraved brick or something like that. I'll have to talk to the board and see what they say. But I'll have enough. The table that I'll be displaying on won't be able to hold all the current ones that I have plus the new ones. So I'll be able to take some off and use them as a scavenger hunt, which means I also need to break out the bricks that I had that were numbered. You know, so instead of a name on plate on the front telling you what ship it is, I've got some bricks that just have big old numbers on them so you can see them. And then I'll hide them in other people's MOCs after they're set up. So that'll be fun. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, that's what got me back on this. There is one that I think, yeah, the food zombies. There's one that I'd like to do, and I'll go ahead and pull up the design so we can kind of look at it. Hopefully this doesn't kill anything. The next one I want to do, actually we'll do build with instructions, and we'll do studio. One I just did recently. No, it's not. I pulled out the figures because I want to do these specifically. Oh, it was Sebulba's Pod Racer. So I think Sebulba's Pod Racer is done. I was going to pull it up and see what we have left to do on it. because I think this all works. Like, I don't think there's any, I think I was trying to figure out how to make this connection in here, but I think I can just get all the parts for it. These I may not have parts for, so I'll have to order those. But yeah, I think this works fine, and I've got a figure for it. I've got the newer Sebulba, not the weird blob figure that he was when everything started. So yeah, I'm going to start pulling parts out for this. And if you guys have questions about Studio or anything, I'm going to try to be quick going back and forth. Let's look at, maybe I can do it this way, because I think I already have a want list. Robert Golden, hello. Watching the video where you were building the Lego Space Shuttle Carrier. Cool, yeah. If you were the one who commented earlier, there were three lives, each one a different part of the process, but I think the whole thing is there through all 3 live videos. Order, no, want list. Let's look up Sebulba. All right, so this won't be terribly interesting, but we'll get it started. 36 items, so I want to switch that to. So are you watching it just to watch it, or did you actually have the set, or are you like assembling the pieces to build it like off-brand? Because that would be pretty cool. I'm all about off-brand lately. All right, so I need a little tray. And I know I'm not going to have these, but I might be able to build something in the interim. Make this a little bigger so you can kind of see. And I do have other figures here. So I've got an Edda class shuttle with Mace Windu, and I think we redid the Edda class, so I might be able to redo that. I've got a Quarren here, and I think I want to do the AT. It was an AT-AT crane from Mandalorian that I thought was really cool, and I think it would be a really cool, a really easy one to do. I think I made it, and it should be pretty easy to get the parts for that. This guy, I have no idea what I'm going to do with him. He was cool, but he's just a scout. He's just a commander or an officer of some kind with like the scout helmet. And then this would be the next one. So I'll do Sebulba. And then this is, I think his name is Ronan. What are those guys? What was the show called? It was like a Lego show, Lego Star Wars show on Lego's channel. The Freemakers. It's like Rowan Freemaker. Let me look up Freemaker. Xander Freemaker. Rowan was the little kid. Xander's the big person. So, there was a ship called the, no, not that one. I already did that one. Called the Arrowhead. That I've made a microfighter out of. And I think, again, it's probably pretty easy. So I'll part that one out too. So that's what we're working on. So let's go back to the parts for this guy. All right, I'm gonna try to remember a few things. Yeah, I figured he goes in an ATST, but I've already got like an ATST microfighter, and I've already got a guy in it, and he's got a gray outfit. It's not a white outfit, so I don't know. Yeah, I think this guy goes. He's in the Hoth ATST, so that's where he comes from. So if I had a different microfighter for the Empire Strikes Back ATST because it is slightly different, but not enough. I mean, not enough as at that small of a figure. For some reason, the Empire Strikes Back and the Return of the Jedi ATSTs are different, just like very slightly. So, all right, let me go grab a few pieces. We've got 2 black bars, 1 pink bar, and 2 fluted side cylinders. And thank you, Robert. I'm glad you liked the videos. I hope you're able to come back and stay often and watch some stuff. I got 2 of these now. I had to grab this just because I know it's going to be a bit of a hunt. This is my bar sorting section. And I know digging through this is going to be a hot second, so I'm going to dig through this real quick. But I do have a giant bag of black bars in case I don't find them in here, which doesn't seem like a problem. Hello back at you. I hope you're doing well. I don't know if I have a pink. I don't know of anybody who had a pink lightsaber, so I may not have this. And I don't know another set that I would have had. Let's see. Appears in, oh my God, so many sets. Trans dark pink, is that what I said? Well, in the original poly bag, it did. Never got that set. So I may not have, didn't get this set. One second. Nope, thought I had it. So I may not have this part because it doesn't look I had any of the sets that it came in. I didn't get that little planet one. I mean, I'll look, but I doubt I have it. So we may just mark it as need. And in the meantime, just use a red one as a placeholder, because we got plenty of red. Made the mistake, I broke down a Ninjago set that had a bunch of these in it, and so now they're taking up the whole. This is another one where I need to split it up. I need to split it up into really long bar things and really short bar things, because the long bar ones are kind of getting in the way. So let's just do a red. If I could find a red one. You would think with all the lightsabers that we got, I would have plenty of red bars in here, but I'm not seeing any. I'm not seeing a transparent small bar to save my life. I wonder if I sorted all the lightsabers into different locations. Yeah, this will work. I can also stay until 9 because I have a meeting with my lug at 9. So 9 my time, Central. We've got our lug bolt committee has to meet and go through the parts list So I will be on, and it's an abbreviated, that's why I started early, but we had technical issues. So that's the best I can do. 2 orange cones, 2 gray cones, and then 4 of those guys. Orange might be a problem, so I'm grabbing my drawer of 1x1s. Oh, dark bluish gray. All right, well, I got the orange. Put these back. See if we can find orange in here. So, Robert, what are you into in terms of Lego? Are you a set flipper? Are you a MOC builder? Are you a minifig collector? What's your bag? I think I just used a lot of orange on something, so I may be out. So I don't mind ordering extra bits for it. To replenish, because I'm sure I'll need them. Yeah, I'm not seeing any orange in here. One. Probably just end up ordering a bunch anyway. There's dark orange, there's light orange, there's orange round. Lego sets that take a bit of time. Well, that shuttle plane would certainly fit that bill. I also like those because I can usually squeeze a month worth of live streams out of them. Anything smaller than that, I almost feel like it's something to do while I'm waiting on the phone, right? It's like it's so small. Like I just got these 2 sets from the grocery store. Luckily, my grocery store carries some Lego. So I got the toucan and the bunny rabbit. And the bunny rabbit, I want to build the seal. That's very cute. What's up, James? How are you? So I got these thinking that in case we lost power during the ice storm, that I'd have something to do. Turns out, never lost power, didn't lose water like last time. I'm going to go ahead and stick these on here to order because I'm obviously low. And I'll be back with those gray ones. Minas Tirith is going to be rad. I can't wait. I'm not going to get it this year because I'm holding off on everything until 2027. But I'll definitely be getting that. I may actually get the Sauron helmet, and then go back or at least get the instructions and the parts for it, and replace a lot of it with pearl, the pearl dark gray, or like a metal, dark metal color. Because I think it's just, Johnny and I were talking about this. I think it's too gray. It's too light gray. I'm going to do this metallic color because I think this will be just as good as a dark gray. And then what do I need here? 6 of those, 4 of those. Bring this over to dig through. It's just too light, you know? It's notorious for like a brushed metal, dark metal look, and they gave it this sort of like unfinished steel that you use to make appliances out of. And I'm like, surely you guys could have done better than that. All right. So I have to be careful not to get this reddish orange because I like reddish orange, but I have a feeling I don't have a whole lot of regular orange 2x2. In fact, I just built a MOC, so I should, because I just built a MOC that had them. It should be right up here on the top. And I need how many? 4. 6. Yikes. Okay, well those are 2 different colors right off the bat. That's going to be a problem. What's up, Vab? How are you? Just found a botanical set in the closet. Yay, that you found. That just happened to be there. Although, I'm wondering if mixing in this reddish gray would make it look a little better. I'd like to maybe keep it the same orange throughout, but if I have a hard time finding actual orange, I may do that, because I have plenty of it, apparently. I don't know where I got all this reddish orange from. This is another bucket that is getting pretty full, and I'm trying to think what the next separation is, because I already took out all the gray, I already took out all the black and white, and so now what's left to do? Like earth colors versus primary colors, like browns, nougats, tans would probably be good, gold, and like oranges and dark oranges, and then leave like blues and reds and yellows. Because I've got a crap ton of these. Let's look at the model and find out where these are. These are up in the front and the engine. So if I replace those, it's going to look weird because the rest of them don't look good. Got the DeLorean Speed Champion set ready for my Church's Pinewood Derby and Lego Grand Prix on Sunday. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, there's 3. I feel like I want to pull all these dark or these reddish orange pieces out and keep them separate. And I just added a bunch of these dark blues to this. So that's taken up a lot of room. Minas Tirith, Sauron's head. I'm trying to think of another set that I'm going to hold off getting in 2026. Because I want to spend less money this year, save up for our trip, and then in 2027, go wild with the Lego purchases. Uno mas. Don't make me dig much more. This does not make for good TV. Speaking of good TV, I'm behind on Fallout. I'm about 3 episodes behind. Watched an episode tonight. Beth and I have been watching a lot of Taskmaster, so that's taken up a lot of our time. There we go. Sweet. What's next? Got black, got these guys. 1 gray square, 4 orange corners. I thought the orange corners would be harder than that, but apparently not. That's a lot of Lego. It's the only Lego I've seen are on my sets and extra pieces for my sets. All of this is 40 years, 40 plus years. How old am I? 40 years of collecting. 1 gray, 1 orange, and then some. So the problem with keeping everything that I ever bought in my whole life is that this whole wall is just storage. And this isn't an apartment, it's a house. So this is like a dining room size. I don't know what size it is. Maybe 20 by 12, 18 by 12, something size room. And yeah, this whole wall is just shelves and storage and stuff. So it's not, and I have boxes and boxes of stuff that needs to be gone through and sorted. So when I'm not building, I'm trying to sort, but I mean, we keep buying and we keep getting parts and you run out of spaces to display stuff. So then you got to figure out how to sort it all. I got to bring this back. Okay. So 2 vertical clips and 1 center plate. I have to bring this guy back. Sorry about that. I have a drawer that has these things in it and the Technic ones, and it just gets stuck. So I'm over there messing with it. Oh, and that's a old gray. Oh crap. I mean, it's gonna break. All right, so 10. I think I have enough round ones. 10 of these guys. I'm gonna put them that can be seen. 10 of those guys. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. And the funny thing is, being part of a lug, I'm not the craziest person in terms of like Lego storage. I have an entire wall shelf full of like Star Wars stuff. I've got all this stuff here. The house is full of botanicals and other random sets. But I don't have like a backlog. I don't have like closets full of boxes or storage units full of unopened sets. Everything I get, I build. and then I take it apart and sort it out. So that's how I'm a little different from my lug mates. But 2026 is going to be a heavy MOC year. Going to do a lot of mocking. We got Brick Rodeo coming up. By the way, if you're in the Austin area, reminder that Brick Rodeo is July 23rd through 26th. You can get your tickets at brickrodeo.com. The all access passes, I think, are going. I think there's still some available, but you might want to get it sooner than later. And the public days are the 25th and 26th. Those are, you just have a couple hours to walk around and look at everybody's MOCs. Take the kids. May want to just order these too. Although I haven't had a reason to use them, so not gonna worry about it. Yeah, this is one of my favorite drawers. Just one by stuff, translucent and solid colors. If it gets any fuller, it'll have to transition to translucent and then non-translucent. But I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. I use a lot of these pieces because I make very small things. Like Sebulba's Pod Racer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My Lego carrier, shuttle and carrier, are sitting on a table in front of the window over there, which I have to get them away from the front of the window. Ambient light, it's a white model. Those things are going to yellow. I've got my Concorde in another room near a window. I need to like block these windows off, but I don't really have anywhere else to put it. It's right next to my Venator, UCS Venator, which I also don't have a whole lot of room for. Because I can't hang those. They're just too heavy, and I don't have the shelf space for them. So they're just on a table. All right, 2 those bar plates and 4 opening studs. This drawer is slightly more reasonable. It's very small, but it's all the open studs. Probably get more and more because Lego's putting more and more of these in sets, and they don't need to be open studs. They just like putting open studs in there. All right, take care. Thank you for dropping by. I appreciate you hanging out. Enjoy your build. How many of these? 4. 4 of those. 4 2x2 rounds and 1 orange slip. But knowing where everything is sorted makes it easy to go get everything. It's a lot of going back and forth. 1, oh, I have those right there. And then 8 of those faucets. Just 1, right? Yeah. Okay. It's also kind of a fun drawer. It's kind of old school colors. There are 2 types of these faucets, and I didn't know that until recently. Some of them are older gray. I'm going to try not to make them too much older gray here. How many do I need? 8. I can't even really tell what's older gray on these. They're pretty small. That looks good, that looks good, that looks good. So if you're looking to get a lot of these, the Artemis set has like, goodness, I don't know, 80 something, some ridiculously high number. Okay, that's good. 8 of these. Oh, Technic arms. There you go. A 4 and a 2. This is my very unused Technic drawer, but I've got all my axles. Problem with the axles is all the long ones are up on top, which means I usually have to kind of go through it to get shorter ones. And if I ever get more of these drawers, I can, it's going to be that long, I can start splitting these out into shorter bits. And I tried to do like really big angled stuff versus not so big angled stuff, but I mean a lot of it just kind of is just in here. Looking for. Let's check the hockey scores. Last I checked, the Avs were losing it again. Oh my God. So the Avs went on a tear the first 30 games of the season or so. They lost like 2 games in regulation. They had like 6 overtime losses, but they were like 34-2-6 or something. In the last like 2 weeks, they've lost almost all their games. Like I have no idea what's happening. It's so frustrating. Their captain went out with an injury. He slid in. Somebody kind of tripped him up, and well, they didn't trip him up. He blew a tire and slid into the goalpost and hit his ribs. And he's been out for a while, and he's kind of the heart of the team, and it's really obvious because they've been playing like garbage. They've also lost one of their defenders. All right, so 2 of each of those. I'll be right back. I might kind of keep this separate. What's next? 2 tiles, a square and a 1x2. If I can remember that. Don't think I've got those tiles in orange. Yeah, so it's real frustrating. So now they're down again, 5-2 at the beginning of the 3rd period. Hopefully, they lost 5-2 yesterday. Hopefully they can kind of figure out, because they were a wagon. They were absolutely rolling away with it. The whole league, like they could pretty much beat anybody. And now they can't even. They had early in the first period, they had 1 shot. That's not. I'm really surprised I don't have any orange tiles. I really thought I had some orange tiles. The first shot of the game, they got scored on. It's like, really? Tiles are a little hard to sift through if they're on a flat drawer like that, because they stick to the bottom. I do not see orange tiles. That is wild. Well, if I want to put it together, I'll put these two as placeholders and we'll order that one. Okay, what's next? Next is 2 clips and 4 grill plates, grill tiles. Now it says the old clip, so I grabbed old clips, although they're old gray. And I always have a problem with my tile drawer because there are metallic, old gray that's kind of shiny, and new gray. And these are all 3 different colors, but it's hard to see if you're not in like wildly direct light. Those are 3 different colors. Come on. Easy to tell from here. In darker light, it's not as easy. So I need 4 dark grays. Although, let's look at the model again. Maybe the shiny darkish gray might be cool for that. Can we look at a picture of Sebulba's pod racer? So Florida might get snow this weekend. Wow, that's nuts. Sebulba's pod racer. Let's see what it looks like. Can I get away with doing metal? Oh, maybe. That's a toy version. I don't know, dark gray or metallic? Or dark metallic? It's hard to really tell. Let's go with metallic. Dark metallic. Kind of add a little bit to it. Okay. All right, what's next? I don't even know what to call that. Bar handle, some tiles, and a plate. So let's see, we got bar handle, 2 round tiles. For being such an old school piece, I feel like I don't have a whole lot of these. I've got like maybe 30 of these. I feel like they've been around forever. All right, so I need 2 dark gray. And again, these are hard to tell if they are dark gray or metallic. I think those are dark gray. And then orange. And I honestly don't think I have orange. Oh wait, there's one. I'm coming to find out how little orange I have. There's 2. Cool, cool, cool. All right, gray tongue depressor and 2 wedge plates. Okay, well, got most of it. And those guys, I thought that would be hard to get. So what don't I have? Tiles, I can get placeholders for that. And so I get placeholders for those 1x1s? No, and I need 4 of them. And I need placeholder for those. And all right, so let's go get placeholders and we can build it. Okay, I got these 2 instead of the spiky ones. And I've already got the lightsaber in there, and I got these instead of the orange ones. And I think I already put tiles in here, so we should be good to go. I'm going to create a list. So usually what I'll do is I'll say copy to new wanted list, and then I will call this, because there's MOCrofighter, Sebulbas, whatever. So I'll call it Micro Sebulba need. So now I can go up to my wanted list and just see what parts I need. That's it. Say buy all, auto select, start, and then it comes up with a cart and it's $1.86. So if I wanted to, I can, what I usually do is I come in and check the cart out, and if it looks like it's a cheap part, like this isn't a cheap part, so I may get 2 instead of 1, but this one's close to being emptied, so I will just get all 4 of those. It's $2.50 instead of $1.20, which I'm okay with. The rest of these, I'll just get a bunch of extra because it's 3 cents and 7 cents. So I'll get like 10 extra or 5 extra, something like that. I'm not going to do it right now, but just so that's available. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that cart. But now we can go and try to build this. So where is my window capture? We'll kind of put them in here and see what it looks like. It's not a super big model, but I'm kind of excited because this is one of the earliest MOCrofighters I ever made that still hasn't been built. So kind of excited about this. There's so many ships out there in Star Wars that have been done as a MOCrofighter by somebody else, and they're very good, and I've yet to kind of make my own, but they're kind of like big gaps in my collection. Like an ATTE or a Delta Interceptor or a Cloud Car. They're all very good. The one I don't show a lot either is the Tantive 4, and I occasionally will bring it out, but I feel bad because it's only partially my design. So I feel bad about doing that. So All right, so let's make the car part first. We'll get rid of the build area. We got our, I'm gonna make this a little smaller. It's taking up a lot of room here. So if you're not in Florida right now, are you, Johnny? You got family there? Are you traveling to Florida? Are you back in PA? Just realized that I may need to adjust this so it can fit Sebulba's figure. I may have to design it differently for him. But we'll get to that when we get to that. All right, so this. It's like when New Orleans gets snow or something, everyone's just like, wait, what? How is that even possible? All right, so let's hide all that so I can see what's going on in here. Building it in real life also helps me figure out how to do the instructions for it later. Because usually try to build the instructions top to bottom, bottom up, and then back to front. So you can kind of see everything that you're doing while you're building it. I really don't like the idea of flipping things over or turning things around. It's just a thing. Oh, whoops. Yeah, I hope they're okay. I hope they survive. Or make a different decision and decide not to go if it's dangerous. We're gonna go see James Acaster tomorrow. And he's a British comedian. He was supposed to perform in Nashville a couple days ago, and they had to cancel that show because he couldn't get into the airport. And Beth's like, he better not cancel on us. I'm like, dude, if he does, be understanding. It's, you know. And then this guy goes on that. Cool, cool, cool. And this guy goes on the back. So we got his car coming along. What am I missing? Thought I got those. Did I not? Here's the gray ones. Here's a gray one. Okay, we'll put that on there. We'll put this on here. Oh. Why did I do this? Why weren't these parts in there? I must have redesigned it somehow. All right, hang on. I'll be right back. Actually, I'm going to look for the parts that I thought I had out here. And that goes up there. This goes on the back. Was that one of the ones I had to order? I didn't think so. Nope. Huh. I may have just saw it and then didn't grab it. So, I'm also not, I don't have the right ones here. That's wild. Mandela moment. Distinctly remember pulling these out. No big. All right, did the Avs mount a comeback? No, it's now 7-3. They are absolutely imploding. They just lost 5-2 yesterday to Ottawa. They're losing today 7-3 against the Habs. Frelling. Frack. Just wild, man. Yeah, I think I got a different list of parts. Because I didn't pull these either. So, any other parts you want to tell me about while we're in here? Did I get those? Yeah. Must have rebuilt the car somehow. And this is going to bother me because now I don't have these pieces. Got my bag of curved slopes. And I thought I had orange. You get to my age, your mind plays tricks on you. And you're like, yeah, I have that color, no problem. And apparently I don't. So I'm going to use a placeholder. I have gold and dark orange, which is wild. So add that to the list. I'll have to add that to the list. I think what happened is I came back and rebuilt a lot of this in studio and then just didn't make a newer parts list. So that's fine. I might put another tile on the front of that, smooth that out. All right, so that's that. Now to make the engines. So the engines are going to be the exact same thing 4 times. So we're going to do 2 of these. Exact same thing 2 times, not 4 times. We're going to get another cold snap Saturday. I plan on painting a TIFO. Where's Vince? He's usually in here asking about if TIFO is being done yet. Okay, I'm trying to orient this. This is at an angle. So painting TIFO this weekend. It's going to be cold, but I think I'm going to have a good time because it's cold. Beth doesn't understand me. I get that. Okay, and then those plates. And then again, going to see Acaster on tomorrow night, and then Saturday is TIFO painting, but also gonna go see some hockey. Some Texas Stars playing up at Cedar Park Center here in Austin. And it should be fun going with a bunch of soccer supporter group people. All right, that's the front of one engine. So we're going to repeat that. What has everybody else got going on this weekend? Can you see any movies? Anything interesting coming out that you want to see? There's actually an Amazon movie. It kind of looks like a guilty pleasure movie. It's got Jason Momoa and Dave Bautista, and they play brothers who were at one point hitmen or something, and somebody's out to get them. It looks like a big dumb action movie, but I like both of them so much. I might give it a watch. It's gonna be one of those. Beth's not around. I'm gonna do that. Maybe tomorrow morning for breakfast. I'll watch that. Oh, whoops. That is backwards. Not much going on for you guys. Okay. Now we do another one of these. And I'm going to put these guys all on at once. Still chugging through cakes. Stargate. I'm watching both Atlantis and SG-1 at the same time because there's a list, there's a Google Drive where somebody's made a chronological list of how to watch them. So I'm doing that. And then this is going to be the spiky one, so I'll have to replace that. And then what is this? 3 of those. Oh no, that's not good. It's not going to work at all. Oh yeah, well, okay. I was like, those don't fit. This is getting really crunchy with the very small ways of building these, so hopefully they stick together. Yeah, that's not gonna work. You can see they're kind of being pushed out a little bit. So they're kind of in there, but I don't think this is gonna stay. So what I might do is go back and see if I can get a smaller axle. I'm telling you, these axles are so hard to dig for. Sorry for the delay getting that out. Ooh, yeah, this is going to be a problem. So we'll go ahead and dig that guy out. What I think I'll do is I'll put this guy into start. Replace these guys with this guy until he just goes in long enough. Perfect. That's just perfect. And then this guy. And that guy. I know I grabbed cones. I know I did. Oh, okay, I already put those on. I thought they were orange and I was going to freak out. Okay. Here's one engine. Minus the spiky bits. The spiky bits still make it look really cool. So we'll finish up with this side. We're going to do this first. And this is going the other way. Make sure it goes the other way. And then hopefully Sunday, more streaming, but also relaxing. There's a lot going on this weekend. All right, so shorter one in there. And then that guy. Put these guys on first. Huh. Got 4 of those, and I don't know why I have 4 of those. So again, oh, right there. Okay. And then small dude. Nope. Second engine. It actually looks pretty cool with those pieces there. It looks like it's kind of junk. Who knows? Might keep it. All right, here's where it's going to get weird. There needs to be... How do I want to do this? It needs to be pink, but there needs to be an energy binder in between the engines. And I've got it so it's like it holds itself in there, but it's a friction hold, and I don't think it's going to work very well. So this is the reason I kind of stopped working on it, because everything else should work fine. But the energy binder in between doesn't work really well. So I may need to figure out how to get that in there. There are some new pieces that might help, but I don't think they're going to do what I need them to, but we can take a look. But other than that, it's a bulbous pod racer. Oh, I'm going to need to put something in there. So his feet are stupid wide, which means it doesn't just go in a stud, which means I'm going to put jumper plates in here, which means he might sit up a little higher, which is going to look dumb, but not too bad. You get the basic idea. And I think that works great. That is a bulbous pod racer. I still have Anakin's pod racer too. And I keep redesigning the crap out of that, so I don't know what I'm going to do there. What are these extra pieces for? I think I may have put them up front here or something. And then I had extra ones of these for some reason. Oh, 2 on the back. Okay. That's why. Super important that I get all this exactly right. And then those tiles I didn't actually need. So I don't know. They must have been part, I think originally it was a tile here and then 1 clip. And I decided that was very weak. Okay. Yeah, I think originally it was like, that was a tile there and then it was 1 clip right here. So, but I think this works out a lot better. So originally the idea was just to kind of rest that in there, and that works fine for now. You know, as long as I don't move it a whole lot and I get a pink one, it should be fine. In fact, I don't even know. I think I have the circles in there so it holds it in place a little bit, but that's just kind of dumb luck. Excuse me. I didn't realize it was going to do that, but there you go. So now I can make a little stand for it. A Bunta Eve stand. I don't even know that I need to order those other parts. I'd like to get more parts here, but it's not necessarily that I order parts except for that pink laser, the binder. All right, sorry for the disappearance. I don't have 8x8 plates in this color anymore, so I'm going to quick make an 8x8 to put them on so I can go back later and make a little stand for them. I'll do a Bunta Eve. So not sure if, you know, it'll have like the little racetrack. It'll have like the stands maybe with the little dome over here. I think I have a tan dome I can put right there with some stands and some other stuff. Should be able to just put it on here like this. And there you go. All done. Cool. I'm excited. So this guy will be at Brick Rodeo. Been waiting to build this guy for a long time. I'm very excited that we got him done. So I got 2 added. I've had maybe 7 or 8, maybe 10 new ones since last Brick Rodeo. So that's cool. I'm glad we got through this. I don't need to save any of this, so I'm just going to kill it. I also don't need those parts lists, honestly. So let me show you Anakin's Pod Racer. This is roughly the same, but I keep messing with it. It keeps getting bigger and bigger, and I don't like how many pieces it is. It's 113 pieces, and it doesn't need to be. The biggest part is trying to figure out how to get the triple look of the front part of the engines. Because you can easily do it in 2 or 4, but to get them in 3 is kind of, so I got stuck trying to figure out how to make those. That's where I left off. But the car part is fine. Like I can shove little Anakin in there, and you can see even with his squat little 2-person legs, he's ready to go. I may redo the front of Sebulba's to give him a little control stick or something. I don't know. I think it's fine the way it is, but we'll see. Yeah, so that's on the list. Let's see what else. What was the other one we were gonna do? The AT-AT crane. What did I call that? I thought I called it an AT-AT crane, but yeah, AT-AT crane. So this is the one that I had for, and I thought of making a little micro, how many pieces is this? 95 without the ship. I don't know which, I think this one's better. If I got rid of this one, how many pieces is it? $117. That's quite a bit. I might be able to pare it down a little bit, but this is the, if you don't remember, the scene where he comes into, I wish there was a better version of this, a bigger image. There we go. I forget what planet this is. It's not It's not Mon Calamari, but it's another sea planet, and the is it Aqualish? These guys. I thought he'd be a good pilot for this. It's just an AT-AT, but it's got a crane top. I thought it was pretty cool. So that might be another one, because it's basically, I'm looking at these pieces and I'm like, I think I have all these. And I can start sourcing them out. But that'd be a fun one to have, because then you could have I could just have a plate that's all water and just have this kind of sitting in there. So that'll be fun. I'm going to go ahead and stop here. I've got a meeting to do at 9 o'clock, so I'm going to take a break for a few minutes, let the dogs out, get ready for this meeting. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me while I had some technical issues and did some other stuff. But we'll maybe another stream coming up. We'll do some more sorting out parts like this. We'll get the arrowhead. We'll do the AT-AT crane. I don't know what I'm going to do with this guy. There's another Scout Walker I had in mind for him, and I can't remember what it is. I think it was one of those really small. Let me see if I can find it real quick. It doesn't matter. We'll work on that later, but yeah. So you guys take care. Have a good weekend. Stay warm. Stay off the roads if you can. For all the ice conditions that may be around, please be safe. And we'll talk to you guys Sunday. Take care.